And yes, we are live again. Welcome, welcome, and welcome to day 25 of the 30-day Men Arise Challenge. Thank you so much for joining us today again, and thank you for coming this far. We started from the very first day till now. Definitely um, an accomplishment, right? For all that we've been able to get from God, all you've been able to receive, how you've been able to support the channel, support us, send and share the link so that other men could benefit from it. We are grateful. We thank you. We can't thank you enough. God bless you. God bless you. And for those who have taken actions from any of what we've shared throughout the course of the challenge till now, you are indeed the true MVP. Take it or leave it. You are the true MVP. I mean, there is nothing like execution. There's nothing like putting things into action. There's nothing like implementation. This exactly is what brings result. This is what has brought result for many men, and that's what can bring result for you. So I'm proud of you. We are very proud. The entire Singles and Spouses Consult is proud of the fact that you're making moves. God bless you and bless that effort that you're putting in. Day 25 is very awesome. It's one that I looked forward to. Like, when is this one gonna come? In the sequencing, and it happened to be today. In the arriving at today, there were some researches that had to be conducted, and interestingly, right, the conduction of this research led me to some very, very amazing, amazing truths. One thing that I had to study in the course of uh, putting together the content of this particular topic, engaging like a sniper, is the life or the operation of a sniper. There are good amount of action words that happen to be about that profession of being a sniper. And I will mention just a few for us. I wish I could display this, but I'll just try to mention them for a start. I said the action word most commonly associated, the action word most commonly associated with sniping uh, is in the aiming process is dialing, which refers to adjusting the scopes, um, uh, uh, adjusting the scopes for range and for windage. So you consider the environment, you consider the distance, right? And then they mention some other keywords. Other keywords and terms for this process could include zeroing. Zeroing is the process of adjusting the scope so that the point of aim correspond with the point of impact. As in, that is a wow for me, right? You are looking at impact. Do you understand? Impact is highly considered in what you are doing, and there is nothing like that. You understand? When you are considering impact in your targeting. Another one is doping. So doping is calculating and adjusting for environment factors. Environmental factors like wind, gravity, often referred to as doping the wind. So you need to consider the wind also, consider gravity also. That okay, if I shoot what's the weight of the bullet? How long will it drop before it gets to target and things like that? A few others is holding. That's the one called hold over or hold off. They say aiming specifically high or low to the side of a target to compensate for variables without changing the scope settings. I hope I'm not boring you yet. Just three more. Tracking down, deliberately moving the scopes reticles to follow a moving target. And snapping, let me stop at snapping. Snapping is the fast aiming techniques often used in gaming to quickly aim down sights That's called ADSing also sometimes. There's some other words I found, a couple of them. Good amount of actions that had to be done before you can do a perfect aiming, targeting, and hitting the target when it comes to sniping. Now, what are we going to look at today that has to do with this? Let's go into the text. Let's go into the text, and I believe that the text is going to give us a good idea of what we're talking about. So in the text, we will go to Mark chapter 4, verse 39. It says that, and he arose. But just before that, I always like to go to previous verses so that we can understand what we're talking about. They were on the sea, they were in the ship, and they were trying to get from one place to another, and issues happened, and it seems as if everybody's going to die. The ship is going to capsize, and everybody was running helter skelter, and they needed help, and Jesus Christ was sleeping. But when he woke up, he didn't run helter skelter. He didn't call 911. He didn't call for any form of rescue. He didn't run. He wasn't afraid. He did just one thing. That one thing is what we're going to look at. So I'll read from verse 36 and hit 39 very briefly. It said, and when they had sent away the multitude, they took him even as he was in the ship, and they were also with him other little ships. And there arose a great storm of wind, and the waves beat into the ship, so that it was now full, and he was in the hinder part of the ship, asleep on a pillow. And they awake him and said unto him, Master, carest thou not that we perish? And he said, and he arose and rebuked the wind, and said unto the sea, Peace, be still. And the wind ceased, and there was a great calm. He arose and rebuked. He arose and spoke. He arose and rebuked. He arose and spoke. Peace be still. Now, if you are a man, or you know a man that has not been deliberate about using their words, this is for them. So find every way, force feed them, share with them several times until they are irritated, link something to it and tell them, if you don't watch this, you are not getting this, just so that they will hear this. A good amount of people became what they had today because of the words that have been spoken upon or into their lives. A lot of situations are as they are today in marriages, in parenting, in growing up, in businesses, in schooling, in understanding, in education, in development, because they have been exposed to the words that they've been exposed to. Now, words are all over the place. All over the place. If you research, you'll be told the amount of words that an average person speaks in a day. So words are all over the place. All over the place. One of the things that makes the night, especially the night in your own area, when it's your nighttime, one of the things that makes it a bit more of a good time to have good conversations with God is that words are not flying around. Most times, minds are also shut down. So no excessive thinking going on, no excessive talking going on. There is not the space is free. The space is practically empty at that time. So there is free flow, if you understand what I mean. But if you don't understand, let's leave it there. Let's just move on with what we're saying today. What am I saying in essence is that there are several words that go out there, but oftentimes they are not targeted words. They are not targeted words. Either they are not targeted words, or they are just ordinary words. Ordinary words, not words ready to engage a target, not words directed at a target, not word intentionally dropped to achieve a thing. Now I'll break it down. As a man, the first person that you need to speak to, the first person you need to engage with your word is yourself. Yourself. What are you speaking upon yourself? What are you saying about yourself? What are you saying about yourself? Are you saying, well, I know I'm poor, I'm not well to do. I know, well, my condition is critical and I've just been abandoned. I know that we're just here in this country. I don't know whatever is happening in your country, and this country, we're not moving forward. It's just the way we have to be. We just have to manage ourselves like that. Is that what you're saying? Is that what your words are about? Because what you speak to yourself determines how far you will go. What you speak to yourself determine how far you will go. There are some things I spoke to myself when I was in my teenage years, and for real, in my teenage years. Because in my teenage years, then I was told that, hey, you're just a darling senior prefect. I was a senior prefect then in my secondary school. You're just a darling senior prefect. We're having parties, we're engaging other schools, girls are coming, but you are not, you don't come for the parties, you're just all about fellowship and all that. You are the kind of person, because of your position, that you're supposed to have two girlfriends, three girlfriends. And when they said that, I was like, oh God, so some people are having two, because I never for the life of me thought of it. So when this was said by one of the people that was speaking, I was having a conversation with, I then told myself, oh, if these guys that are not as brilliant as I am, that are not as highly positioned as I am, that are not as influential as I am, probably not even as fluent as I am, right? Are having two girlfriends, three girlfriends. What could possibly be happening to the person that's supposed to be my wife? I was so terrified. Like, God, these people are going to finish all the girls before I even say I get ready. Because my mindset then was, hold on, be friends with everybody until you're ready. And when you're ready, because such a great guy, all you just need to do is open your mouth and say, would you be willing to go with me on a life journey? And the lady will jump on it, right? I was that sure. And of course, it kind of happened at the end of the day, right? Yeah, but I was that sure. So I was relaxed. Then when they said this to me, I got uncomfortable. Like, no, what? These people are going to have touched and tasted all the girls before I'm ready. What did I do? I engaged my words. I began to declare upon myself. I began to declare upon my wife. I heard gist, of course, later of what my wife had been through, the people that had been around her life, encounters she had, proposals and all that. And I could see that the words that I sent out worked. Number one, on the person I ended up getting married to. Number two is my path myself. That wasn't the end of my story. Being in high school was definitely not the end of my story, because I finished high school thinking that that was it. And then I entered Cambridge Advanced Level tuition house. And then I found out, oh, there are even more girls. Some very crazy. Some very crazy about me. Some ready to do anything for me, for different reasons, for good reasons, for bad reasons. So the temperature grew, the temptation grew. The words that I've spoken upon myself began to help. In times when I was terribly weak, in times when I was practically alone, there were days when I would I would decide to stay back, in the school library then and study. And then I found out that the boys I felt were all good boys. It wasn't pretty much like that. These boys wanted to play Jaru, they wanted to play Jay-Z, they wanted to play the happening songs then when we're supposed to be studying. And then the conversation turns from studying to music, from music to girls. So I had things to battle with. But the words that I've sent out and that I kept sending out kept guiding me, kept navigating my path for me, kept recalculating my moves until I thought it was over, and I found myself in a school called University of Lagos. Oh my, all sorts of ladies. The green, the black, the blue, the red. Think about any color you can think of. The smart, the brilliant, the dark. Anyway, definitely dark, right? All sorts of heights, all sorts of shapes. And then another battle to deal with. But the words that I've sent out and I kept sending out kept guiding, kept guiding, kept guiding. I made some vows that I didn't even think about before making, and the vows locked me up. just so that I don't self-destruct. What am I saying is, as a man, I don't care how old you are right now, where you are right now, hearing this. But if you are 14-year-old, get on it. You are among all men, you are the most blessed. Get on it. If you are 12-year-old, get on it. 10-year-old, get on it. What do you want to declare about your life? Start declaring it about your life. Whether or not your parents have engaged words for your good, you can begin to engage words for your own good. Speak what you want. I'm going to be a great man. I'm going to be a man who finishes strong. I'm a honorable man. I'm a man who walks in the ways of God. I'm a man who does great feat for God. I do exceedingly wonderful things. I achieve beautiful things. Begin to declare what you want. I will transcend the world. I'm not restricted to a country. I'm not restricted to a town. Begin to say it. Because whether you like it or not, some men will not go farther than whatever it is they've seen, because their words have not helped them to project out of whatever environment they've been confined to. So speak into your word. And I've talked about men that are still boys, that are still in their teenagers, but irrespective of your age, whether you're in your 20s, your 30s, your 40s, your 50s, your 60s, even your 70s, sir, even 80s, just in case, you can still engage your words. We can still engage your words as concerns your life. I'm going to have good health. I'm not going to battle with prostate cancer. I'm not going to battle with this issue. I'm not going to battle with that issue. You can declare it upon yourself. Engage yourself. Engage your life. Declare upon your life what you want. Don't let it be known among us, among you, that you're using your word carelessly. The future is bleak. Oh, the economy is terrible. We're going nowhere. Who says you're not going nowhere? The world has always had issues. The whole world has always had economic recession. The world has always had political issues, country to country wars, country against countries. This has always happened. It has always happened. If it's your career, there's always been office politics, and it has always been in one person or group of people's favor and a group of people's disfavor. It has always happened. Speak the right words into your life. That I succeed. I move forward. I do exceedingly well. I do wonderfully well. Say what you want to see. That's the first thing. Engage your word as concerns your life. As concerns your life. As concerns your life. And that has to do with when you get married, has to do with who you get married to. A good number of men don't do a thing, don't declare a thing about marriage until they are ready to get married. It's not a surprise that at that point, a good number of men now begin to run from one pillar to another post, helter skelter, to look for a prophet. It will have to happen. You have to look for a prophet because you don't know God for yourself. You have not engaged God to that point. So it can't even happen. It can't happen. Engage your word. Engage your word. Engage your word, man. Engage your word as concerns your life. The next is when you are now married. When you are now married, your children need your word. Your children need your word. Your children need your words. They need those healthy words that is going to see them through life, that is going to help them to start from how far you have gone, and not to go and start at the back. Oh, many children started even worse than their parents started. I I had um I had the opportunity to counsel a young man, and this young man, I think, should be in his late 30s. I think either late 30s or even late 40s. I think it was in late 30s. And this young man had parents who had established companies. I think they had like two or three companies, that they were running, establishments, business, doing very well. Maybe not exceedingly well, but doing very well. Like they could boast of good amount of money. They were not in the middle class by any chance. They were way above middle class because they had this establishment in different locations of the country they were living in. But mind you, this young man has been in been deep neck in alcoholism. He's been deep neck using drugs, and the parent had died. The mom died. The father died. He's supposed to be the eldest among siblings, maybe about three siblings. And then because they, of course, entrusted him with these properties, or he's the one that was kind of localized and was in charge of these properties, he has sold the businesses. He has sold the first, sold the second. He just sold the third when he got into counseling session with me. And when he has sold these things, he didn't sell them to reinvest or anything or diversify. No, he sold them to take hard drugs. Engage your words as concerns your children. Engage like a sniper. What do you want them to become? Because oftentimes, as parents, we think of our life as our life and think of our children as, oh, you have your life to live. Yes, they have their life to live, no doubt. I agree with you 100%. They have their life to live. But oftentimes, if you have studied history very well, if you have studied the lives of human beings very well, you know there is a time when a father was a child. And there's a time when the child will become a father, and the father that used to be a father to this child that become a father will become a child to the. I don't know if you get my point. It's a graph, it's a curve. It's a curve. The earlier you know it, the better. The earlier you knew this, the better. It's a curve. So these children that you care not much about, that you're not being intentional about, are one day going to be kind of like in the position of parent to you. To you, yeah. That at that time, kind of your care, your destiny, your well-being, your joy, your happiness. You know that sometimes all these things I mentioned is going to now be in their hands. Your life is going to be practically in their hands. And about joy, right? You know, they at your old age, in your 60s, in your 70s, in your 80s, right? By then, maybe you already have a 30-year-old, a 35-year-old, 40-year-old. Do you know that the way they live their life, how wise they've become, how successful their life has turned out, do you know is enough to keep you fresh and healthy? Fresh and healthy. You don't have any panic. You don't have any worries. You don't have to be going from pillar to post looking for prayers to say about them, because you have invested, not money, sir. You have invested, not in shares, not equity. No, you have invested. Not even time to play with them. No, not just that. You have invested your words into their life. You have invested your words into their life. I can't remember the last time that my children are going to school and I didn't lay my hands on them and declare upon them. As the Spirit leads me. Yes, there are some things I might say all the time, but there are times when the Holy Spirit says, just declare about their eye. Just declare about the choice of their choices in the future. Just declare about how their private power will not control them. Their urges will not control them. Different things. Just declare about how they will hear the Holy Spirit and speak back to the Holy Spirit and have an encounter with God, personal encounter with God. There's no time. There is no time. They always receive that blessing, and that is one. How you declare upon yourself. But another one is how you talk about them. So when you're talking about your children, are you saying, oh, this one, you people don't know anything. Your children don't know anything. No, it shouldn't even be heard about in your jokes. No, it should consistently be said that you are brilliant. You guys are very intelligent. You guys are smart. One of the things I say, and I'm hoping to see how I can even improve on it. So if you have an idea how I can improve on it, please let me know. Sometimes my kids annoy me, because they do annoy me. Yeah, I'm talking about kids, but I'm not saying that kids don't annoy you or they don't piss you off or don't irritate you sometimes. That's why they are kids. That's why the Bible said you have to remove the foolishness that is in the heart of a child. Because you're dealing with someone whose brain is not matured yet. Even you, whose brain is matured, you are mistakenly making mistakes. You are. Yes, you yourself. Yes, sir. So you need to cut them some slacks. Basically, what am I trying to say is that it's not just about I have declared upon them, I've prayed for them. When I'm having a conversation with them, one thing I often say is you are too intelligent to do this. I know that their prefrontal cortex is still developing. I know. You don't need anybody to tell me. I know about the science of the brain and all that of a child and growing child. Yes, but I know you are intelligent. No, it cannot be said of me, of my sons in the future, that the so person made a poor decision. So person made a poor decision. It's not possible. It's not possible. Because they are intelligent, and not just that they are intelligent, they have the wisdom of God. Let that be in your conversation. Why would you do this? You have the wisdom of God. I didn't expect that from you. This is less than what I expect from you. It's better than saying you don't know anything. What kind of stupid action is that? Stuff like that. Things that we say carelessly, we don't pay so much attention to. They go a long way. They go a long way in becoming building blocks of what these children become. And when your words, careless words, have formed the future of your child, they've practically formed your own future also. Just like I said, eventually the table turns, and these people who you have invested in wrongly or rightly are going to be the one that are going to hold the control or call the shots. So invest in the lives of your children. If you do not have children yet, you are of all men blessed. Now, I know it can be difficult if you have been looking for the fruit of the womb, whatever number of years you've been looking for it. I understand. Yes, I know the pain, I know the stress that your wife might have put you through because you have to console her, you have to be strong for yourself, also beautiful. My brother, get started now. Start declaring now before that child comes, because that child is somewhere ready. It's just deployment. Before that deployment, start investing your word. Start investing your word, and you will see wonders you've never thought of before. I wish there are some things I knew before now. I wish there were some things I knew. There are lots of things you can declare ahead of time. How big is this child going to be? How impactful is this child going to be, even in their early days? How easy is their pregnancy going to be? How comfortable are they going to be in the womb when your wife is carrying them? How much happiness will they bring into the family? You can begin to speak those things. Which country will they be giving birth to? Where will their naming be done? They can be giving birth to here. Their naming is done. There are all sorts of colors that you could paint with your words. I'm so passionate about this that it's as if fire is burning in my inside talking about it. I don't think I'm even talking about it enough. Time is fast spent. Let's go to the last one. Last part I want to mention is engage your word as concerns your wife and your marriage. Engage your word as concerns your wife and your marriage. Now, I'm going to say this. I might not be able to cover this definitely, but let me just say this. A lot of men have what their words, their careless words, have constructed for them in their wife and in their marriage. Now, I'm not saying your wife is perfect, but what I'm telling you is that you do not need a different wife. As a man, you don't need a different wife. You don't need a new wife. You just need to use your words to make this one that you can be proud of. The beginning is, what do you even call your wife? What do you call her first? Do you call her something that is sweet and palatable to you? Something that is pleasant in your heart? Something that gives you peace of mind? What do you call your wife? Is it just baby you call your wife? Or what exactly do you call her? My joy, my peace of mind. I look forward to having a community where we have men that are colorful with their words as concern their wife. One of my mentors, and he's also in position of a father to me, Pastor Tokumbo. Pastor Tokes of the Church Without Walls, Capstone Church, back then in Nigeria. I worked with Pastor Tokumbo for a few months, and one of the first thing I heard in his mouth is Pastor Tokes calling Pastor Fumi pretty. Nobody can hold me down. I picked it immediately. That's where I got the name from. So that's one of the names I call my wife. What name do you call your wife? Because that's what you engage every day. Every day you say that. And that will turn out what you're going to see eventually. It's not surprising that Pastor Fumi is still popping till now. It's not surprising. It is what he calls her every time. And the moment he gets to the office, around 9, around 10, they must engage in that call. Hey, pretty, how you doing? And I'm like, I thought you guys just saw our home. I thought I was even doing well. I never start. That was very early in my marriage. What am I saying? How are you engaging words about your wife? When was the last time that you said some kind words to your wife that made your wife to smile, to crack a smile? Also, in some cases, to cry. Some of you, if you start engaging your word today, your wife will first even cry because she'll be like, where was all this while that you have not been saying this to me? Engage your words as concerns your wife and your marriage. When was the last time that your wife woke up in the middle of the night and saw you declaring upon her with your hands laid on her head, or even not even the hands laid, just in a corner, just declaring upon your wife? When was the last time? When was the last time? You are in the position of a priest in that family. You have the right to speak words over yourself, speak word over your children, speak word over your wife. And if every man does this, you don't need to worry about any other person. You don't need to worry about your colleague. You don't need to worry about your mom. You don't need to worry about your sister, because in their different spaces also there's a man that is doing it. How I wish we could just gather all men and just cast a spell that will make them just do this consistently. The world will be a better place. Women will be happier. You see happy women all over the place. Happy children, well-grown children, well-mannered children, children that are doing successfully, men that are doing well all over the place, because it's just a matter of time. When you start engaging the right words as concerns your life, concerns your children or your marriage or your wife, it's just a matter of time. After days, after weeks, after months, you start seeing that things are turning around for good. Become a sniper today. Be deliberate. Have a target. This is what I want for my life. This is what I want for my wife. This is what I want for my children. And target your words. Let it be few words, but targeted words. You don't need too many words. Few words, targeted words. Say nice things. Say the things that is going to make your children proud of themselves. We parents are often full of this attitude of seeing the bad and ignoring the good. I don't care how tiny the good is. Ignore the bad and say, oh wow, you did this one very well. But you know other areas that I want you to improve. Just keep improving. And do the same for your wife. Stop saying your wife is dirty. Stop saying your wife is lazy. Stop saying your wife is not smart. Stop comparing your wife to my wife. My wife didn't become my wife from day one. She grew. Stop comparing your wife with anybody. I don't care who the person is. I don't care how rich the person is. I don't care how well to do, how prim and proper the person seems, how well dressed the person look, how beautiful the person. No. Construct the wife you want. Construct the children you want. Construct the life you want with your words. I'm a living testimony of usage of words and how words can take you from point A to point B, increasing and becoming greater and greater in whatever it is. Money, skills, peace of mind, joy, happiness. I have seen it. And I'm seeing more and more every day. And because I've seen the blessing, I've seen the benefit of this, I've seen the result from this, I can't stop. And because I can't stop, I can't keep quiet also until you start. You need to start. If you've not started, start today. Look at yourself and say, I will be successful. Oh, I might be in my 30s, I might be in my 40s, I might seem to have married wrong, but I'll be successful. Things will turn out well. Look at your children and say you are blessed. The unborn ones, oh, you are coming fantastically. That's why you are not yet here, and you are coming soon. The ones that have been born already, tell them you are great, you are brilliant, you are moving higher, you are doing better, you are successful. Say the right things. Say it, brother. Say it. Look at your wife and say, honey, I have messed up for so long. I've done myself for so long. But I just come to tell you that you are the best woman I've known. I don't care whether you've known anybody better. You are constructing the word to form your world. We need to stop now. But I hope that you've gotten a point. I hope that this gets to as many men that are in your life that needs to hear. I hope that this gets to your husband, gets to your son. I don't care how old. Let the son hear this and begin to engage their words also, so that they can have even much more benefit than you might ever realize. This is what God will have us share with you for day 25 of the 30-day Men Arise Challenge. It's been awesome, 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 awesome. I can't get over this one. I can't stop talking about it. So it's better we just close and let it be. Ponder on this. Start work immediately on this. Do more if you have already started. Share with someone that's around you. And God bless you. We'll see you tomorrow, day 26 of the 30-day Men Arise Challenge. Men, arise! Let's go. Thank you. Have a good one.